All right, guys. So look at today on how to gain social proof under 24 hours, the fastest way to get clients that I know of. And this is actually based on a book that I wrote, and I actually put it out on in my group, and also put it on my personal profile as well. And within 24 hours, this thing had then gotten 150 comments on it, which is not usual for something to gain that kind of for most people, period. But for us, it was definitely a big deal. 150 comments and still going on. Like I'm looking at my phone right now, people are still requesting this. I'm in my small circle that I have, just my personal, because I don't add everybody, and inside of my group. So every time I talk about this, it's definitely it rings inside of the market, definitely for those who coach entrepreneurs to sell information for high ticket, where you bring the experience, you bring the heat to help people get results. And the foundation of it is social proof. And if that foundation is not in place, your ads will collapse. Your organic will not be that great. Your sale conversions will be low. You're going to really have a hard time. So if you build that foundation now on gaining social proof and getting people to say good things about you, it is the most converting, the highest converting traffic in the world. In fact, I've got a book here. Let me see, right there by Shoe Dog. I think it's the red one right there. Shoe Dog, which is the writer, Phil Knight, the founder of this crazy company we know as Nike. I've had those pairs since I was a kid, and the story behind that and the way he grew his company was based on social proof. So this is based on true stories that I've read. If I can point to it right there by Shoe Dog, and I'm a reader. I got these books here. I got the books. I just bought a book just now. I'm always reading. So this is inspired. Not only does it help me, it's based on history and it's based on people who are working with us right now. I've got people creating 100K posts about how they've closed 100 grand using these principles that I've shown you. And we're not talking about a year later. These guys have done this within a few months. Now, obviously, this takes a ton of hard work and speed and action has to be on your side. So I'm not looking to attract to get richers here because those guys, they don't go for it. We don't do this to get rich. We do this because we're having fun and we want to get people results, and it ends there. But you have to enjoy the journey and the steps taking there, or you will be the next YouTube video by a scam cop, if you will, because you overpromised. Now, here's the cool thing. Back in the day, people used to do ads to webinar, and that worked very well. Today, that is not working as well because ad costs are going up and attention spans are going down. And the three ways that you totally crush it in this market now, all right, number one is coming out with social proof content and doing that very well. We call it entertaining social proof. And you do this on a daily basis because the things that we do that are deadly in a good way is what you do daily. So you got to get good at creating social proof every single day. Now, Luke, you're like, well, I'm just getting started. I can't do that. I don't have people saying good things about me. And I'll always come back with, that's not true. You can come up with social proof, but it doesn't have to be a talking head saying, like I got people literally saying, Luke helped me close 100 grand under 60 days. Like I've got people that say that kind of stuff. And it's additional income. It's not even the whole income. In fact, I got another 10K going award out. I got another client. He's receiving his 20,000 one either today or tomorrow. The previous one before that was 100K award. We actually make glass and crystal awards. I have a company do it, and they send it out to my clients who we have found, and it's seen that it's actually working for them. So that award represents part of the journey because it has to be fun. You have to make it fun because sometimes the business world, consulting and coaching may not be fun when you just get into the daily grind and you forget why you're doing this. So I'm going to talk about how to gain social proof under 24 hours. First thing, if you're not talking good about yourself, no one else will. There are many types of social proof that gets people to want to work with you. And some people think the first thing is they need a talking head going, blah, blah, blah. Luke was an amazing person to work with. That is probably the lamest version of social proof. Now, if it's someone like Tony Robbins, okay, and he says, Luke guy, he's taught me a new way of doing business. And this dude's known for closing hundreds of millions of dollars using his conferences, right? So that would be so cool to get someone like that. Now, that's powerful. But what if they don't recognize the face? How do we know this is not something they got at Fiverr.com? So, like, literally, go to Fiverr.com. You can pay people $5 to say and do anything on camera. Well, anything illegal, if you will. But they will say, "Oh, Luke is amazing," and they'll just take their face and just, I don't know why people do this, but they do it. And a lot of times on these big webinars, this was bad, but the celebrity gurus, they would take these and they'll go spend thousands and pay people $5 to go say things good about them. And people have caught on to this. It's not, I'm not just amazed by talking heads, unless you've got the president of the United States or you got some well-known figure. Okay, but even today, you have things like Cameo.com, any celebrities. I mean, like I'm not like Kevin O'Leary. You pay him enough money, he will say it. Nothing against Kevin O'Leary, but people like Mark Cuban and other players won't do that for a reason, because when they say something, they want people to believe them. Now, I'm not saying Kevin O'Leary is not legit. I'm not saying like he's not someone you can trust and listen to. However, people do take it if they see your face talking about so many brands all the time. You may feel like he may feel like he's gaining exposure, but some people may be like, "Well, how much does it cost to get Stu to say anything?" So who knows? Which there's no knocking on Kevin, and maybe he's actually lifting. Maybe he's actually talking about brands he believes in. I don't know. So I'm not going to get deep into that. My point is, talking heads is not the only form of social proof, which is what everyone's talking about. So not knocking Cameo.com. I'm not knocking celebrities who give endorsements. However, the most powerful endorsements are going to be from people who don't give a lot of them. So it's hard and it's rare. And you're like, Luke, I can't do that. Okay, I got you. There's other forms of social proof. In fact, Nike, from Shoe Dog, that book right there I'm showing you in the red book, it has he didn't get someone to stand up, Nike is the best shoes ever, kid. You should buy them. That's not what was going on. In fact, what sold was when they didn't talk at all. They put the shoes on and run, and then they'd win the race. Fender, you've heard Fender, the guitar. I actually know a guy who's telling me about it today. He's got a guitar. He's telling me the stories. He loves collecting all guitars, the Fender guitars, like the electric ones. And he was telling me the story of how Fender took over the market, and it was by giving the guitars to people, to like young rock stars, whatever, and then they go on stage and they play it, and all the kids are like, "Okay, what kind of guitar is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's that new brand you've heard of, Fender." And I think his name was Leo Fender. I can't remember his first name, but I believe it was his last name was Fender. I believe, and I may be destroying that, but the guy who created the Fender brand was giving guitars out to people, and then they just like the quality is just so much better. It was the ring was getting across to everybody. The noise was really getting out there. People could hear them. Where the guitars like Gibson wouldn't make it quite as far in the audio, and it's just more crisper and cleaner, even though Fender was a younger brand. So, Luke, I can't make guitars. What are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. You need to say good things about yourself. You need to prove that you're legit. Like, for example, you see this right here? This is a smartwatch. I'm keeping steps on my smartwatch. And here's the cool part. It's helping me, lose body fat and to look fit so that way I can get in business. However, do you know what I like to do? I like it when I break records, I like to share it with people. Hey guys, my latest record that I broke was 10,000. Today I did 11,000 steps. Woo. Now you're like, Luke, but how do you turn that into clients? I don't understand that. That won't turn someone into clients, just like a talking head won't turn people into clients. Now, unless it's someone famous or someone that people really gain a lot of trust and they love that person. Here's what's up. It's not one social proof at all. It's having a variety of social proof pieces that convert. And it's worked for me. It's working for my clients. It works very well. So, and one thing I love leveraging this in is on the news feed and inside the stories on both Facebook and Instagram. Only two places. Like the numbers that you want to hit of your dreams. I mean, think of a number and income per month you want to make. Okay. Now, unless you said something like, I want to make $10 million a month. Okay. That's a little crazy. Definitely if you're at like $100 a month right now or $1,000 a month, right? It's a little crazy, right? I'm not saying limit yourself, but obviously you got to set goals that are achievable within 3 or so months. But the numbers of your dreams that will change your life can be done with just Facebook. And then add Instagram. That's really everything that you need. And all you have to do is just, inside of your marketing that you're currently doing already, like within your stories, be posting your cool wins. Like, guys, I got this new toy, like this cool thing. Look at my steps. I'm breaking records. Or like I like to do like this PDF right now. We're talking about this PDF right now. The title of this show, How to Gain Social Proof Under 24 Hours. That one right there was actually a book, a free book that took me 30 minutes to write. I'm getting testimonials from that book. People talking about they got clients and closing them down. Now I got a testimonial We didn't even work together. They're closing clients from it. Guess what I'm doing? Now I'm leveraging that testimonial. Am I against talking heads? I'm not. But if you think you're going to build your business on one person talking good about you, you've got to do what we call social proof marketing. That's what you got to do. And social proof is not just talking heads. It's not just screenshots of your Stripe account. In fact, I don't even do a lot of that. I think because I find myself doing things different because everyone's so used to it. Am I against social proof such as Stripe accounts? I think it converts still to this day. I think it is powerful to do that. However, I'm not a fan of it because I'm afraid it's going to attract the wrong type of people. It might attempt to do it sometimes, and I may do it one day. But right now, it's just working so well to where we don't have to do it because there is a wide variety of different types of social proof. Like I just broke my record here. I just broke a bench. Um, or other examples of this is, like this book right here. We got 150 comments on this book. It's a two-step. Who wants access to this PDF called blank? Got 150 comments in 24 hours. Right now, I could go on my profile and said, hey guys, I just posted this PDF and got 150 comments on it under 24 hours. Woo. And then people are like, wow, 150 comments. This guy must be something. Like, why do people, it shows desire. Like, this Luke is a credible guy because people are reaching out wanting his stuff. And so it's doing stuff like that constantly. Because what's the purpose of this? We're building this content for one day for the future guy who adds me as a friend, and they go to the profile and they just start scrolling. And it's like win, 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 positive, win, 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 entertaining, win, win. Now also I do funny ads. I do funny ads, and I do that just to be a little different, and just because it shows personality. Because look, there's the three ingredients it takes for people to buy. This is old fashioned. Grandma can tell you this. They have to like you, they have to know you, they have to trust you. To get a human to believe in you and to go all out, they have to like, know, and trust you. We know this. We've heard this, but yet for some reason it just we forget about it. And it's why it's good to be reminded. That's why I'm doing this here for you. I have to be reminded as well, just like anybody. Like I'm like the rest of you. Sometimes we forget, but it's got into my brain to where it's become a habit. Got to post a win today, every day. And people's like, well, do I have to do it every day? I have to do it every day because you know why? Because it becomes a habit. When you create social proof, when you learn how to create social proof, when you learn how to market that social proof every single day, because the problem is you think that someone has to go create social proof for you. You don't have to wait. You can go create social proof right now. Like this PDF right here, I created a PDF, I posted a PDF, the results, 150 comments from one post. Total comments altogether, maybe close to 300 comments, if not closer to 400 from my group and from my personal profile. That's no ad spend behind that, by the way. It's just organic. So close to 300 something comments on one ebook that took me 30 minutes to write. And I can literally say, who wants to see my latest ebook that got 300 comments in this period of time? Like that in itself is secret social proof. And it's all about that flexing. So you're like, Luke, okay, what do we do? You start a snowball. Start talking about your stuff. Start talking about your stuff. Start talking about your wins. Start talking about the things. And at first, you may have to start talking about personal wins that you're having. Oh, guys, I just broke 6,000 steps today. Let's go. Just broke my bench at the weight set. I just spoke in front of 100 people. Let's go. I just closed 2 clients this week. Let's go. I just wrote this book and I got 150 people that asked for it. There you go. Right. And just keep pushing your wins, like that. And then when you say you create a free thing and then someone gets a testimonial out of that and they're like, hey, so and so, like for example, Brian, let's say Brian did that. And they're like, Brian, you just created this cool book on podcasting. And man, it got me crazy results. Guess what Brian's gonna do? He's gonna film that dude. He'll say, or that dude can send Brian a short 20, 30-second video. And then he can create a folder on Telegram, which is a cool app where you can save stuff and it's a communication app. And he can create a channel called Social Proof and he can keep putting that in his stories every day or once a week. Like my stories, people think, well, Luke, how do I come up with fresh content all the time? I don't. The channels on your TV don't. They're gonna take some stuff from last, but the news don't. Like the news can harp about the same thing for 6 months. 6 months, okay? Like they could be talking about the same person for a year, on and off, on and off. But it's about mixing new stuff with old stuff. But it's still relevant. It's still good. And you don't want to wear them out. But let's say it's been 2 weeks since you brought that testimonial. Put it back in your stories. That is a digital asset to where you can use it over and over again because there's new eyeballs seeing the story. And if someone clicks on it and watches it, it's going to be okay if they saw it again. They can only click it and it's another story. Like it's not a big deal. So some people, we make this too complicated, but build you up a collection of social proof and be posting it and be working on how to create new social proof. Like it's we've made this way too hard. And what I have found is that we're thinking automation is going to save us. All right. We create bots and mini chats and automations and CRMs and emails and all this stuff and instant messages. The problem is that people buy from people. They don't buy from bots. So I'm afraid we're repelling a lot of people. And Elon Musk talked about killer robots, right? Well, guess what? They're already killing our businesses, all right? They may never kill people. I sure hope they never do that. But robots is killing our business because we want to rely on automation because we want to go golfing somewhere and let robots just sell for us. But if everyone does that, guess what? There'll be no one to sell to. And besides the fact, Facebook's going to kill that idea. Instagram is going to kill that. LinkedIn is going to kill that. They all hate that idea because they don't want robots running their platforms. Because guess what? After a while, there'll be no one on the platform. So I've actually, on my show, I have the Luke Guy show, and I actually talked about how automation is killing our business and instead how we need to play the social proof game. That's the game we need to be playing to where and to me, it's fun. It's actually fun. And the reason it's fun is because I'm thinking, what is a way that I can flex and it be entertaining and it could possibly even go viral? Now, I'm not living for the day that my stuff goes viral. I think that's a crazy strategy. Oh, okay. If only my video gets 1 million views. You don't have to wait for success. You don't have to wait for the uncontrollable. Focus on the things that you can control. And what you can control is you can create wins. You can talk about those wins. And you can be consistent if we get rid of the complicated and we're so busy wanting to build this, build this, build this. Whereas if you would just post your social proof, your personal and your client wins. I've had millionaires say, well, Luke, I don't have that many wins. And we dig through it. They got miles of social proof, tons of social proof. For some reason, we just say we don't have it. And I talk to most people. In fact, Brian, I'm going to give you access to this PDF, by the way, and you can put it in the links. And also, guys, you can reach out and become a friend with me as well. And we'll be glad to serve you any way we can and help you with entertaining social proof. Because here's the 3 methods to gaining high ticket clients. Ready? In the coaching, consulting, info world. Number one, be posting entertaining social proof. Get good at that. One thing about gurus, they're like robots. They're not, they're posting wins all the time, but they're not pretty to look at. They're not funny. They have, sorry, not picking on nobody, but they're robotic. They're seriously robotic. And it's hard to relate. The reason people sign up with these guys because they make all these promises. The reason people sign up with me because they like me, they know me, and they trust me. I'd rather stick with grandma's way of doing things than the new makeover promises, and hopefully they don't whine about it later. You got to set proper expectations. Like you running around and running Lamborghini, which that stuff's kind of dying. We're not really seeing that as much anymore. But people still flex and then try to do that. In the big mansions, you don't need any of that. Just show the world what you can do. Show what your clients are talking about and what they're doing as well. It will absolutely change the game for you. So number one, be posting that stuff every single day in your stories and your feed. Okay. Number two, engage with those who engage with that content. So engage with those people and say, hey, what do you think about it? And then have conversations and help them the messages. All right. That's the second thing you got to do. And then the third thing, focus on getting the traffic on that first one. So once you create the content, you talk with people who engage with that content, then just flood the process with traffic. But you think about all the ways that you can beat the game of leads. Like today, if you got 10 leads, tomorrow get 20. Well, Luke, that's not easy. Well, none of this is easy, but it can be fun. Fun's not always easy, but hey, do it right. So, so it's a game. It's a complete video game. And I'm a 90s kid. That's why I'm talking about video games so much. But if like, for example, in your health, if you did 6,000 steps today, try to do 6,500, tomorrow. Just keep breaking that, and you're going to be doing way, way better. Way, way better. if you're always breaking, becoming a better human, which is really the message. Really, the message is break your records. Don't compare yourself to other people. I know there's people saying, "Oh, I just did $200,000 this month, and I just closed $50,000 today." You're hearing stuff like that. You don't even know if that's even real. So you're comparing data that may be not even real, and you may be connecting with something that's not even real. But the data you do have is, well, this is what I made last month. This is how many leads I got, and that's the only data you know that's real. Because most of the social media stuff isn't real. So what you got to do is to take the metrics that you know is concrete, improve that daily, and the backbone is posting entertaining social proof every single day. And to me, nothing beats social proof. Ads will fall apart. You're gonna spend a lot of money without it. Webinars gonna fall apart without it. Books. What's a book without credibility? Social proof is the fastest way of credibility. In fact, social proof, entertaining social proof, will beat any paper that you put on the wall. Not against college, not against degrees, but people don't want to know. They don't know. They don't care about what you know. They want to see what you can do because knowing is one thing, doing's another. Everybody wants to learn, but very few people want to do. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but very few people want to die. Hey, that's what the Marines say. So we got to be willing to do the hard thing, and I'm not scared of the hard thing, and I don't think Brian is scared of the hard thing either. But this is the secret on how to gain social proof under 24 hours. Well, look, how to do it under 24 hours? No one's going to be wanting to talk good about you if you don't talk good about you. This isn't bragging. This is simply showing the world that you're growing as a human being. And if you can't do that, you're wrong around a set of friends anyway, because your customers want to know what you're capable of doing. They want you to flex. Don't be arrogant. You can still be humble and share your social proof because humble always beats pride. Always. Be humble. I know it's tough out there. Sometimes it's easy to get tough and rough and hard at people. Remain the positive. Remain the love for your network, for your people. Never let that die. That is an attractive force. It's very powerful. So you can still be that good person, that nice person that wants to help people, but still post your wins every single day. It's a hard balance, and as you grow and you deal with a lot of stuff, it's easy to create that rhino skin. Don't do that. Still be the genuine person right here and go help people. And never lose sight of why you're doing this to begin with, right? You're just growing as a person. The only person you got to beat is you from yesterday. That's it. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're going to be okay. And if you stick with this consistently, you're not going to get rich tomorrow. But nothing's like that. What comes fast will go fast. But if you're building that social proof like a building, for long you will have a strong empire because you have a profile. And literally, all you need is a profile, your social proof, and just get people to see it. That's it. And if you're selling something high ticket like consulting, coaching, info at high ticket, you're going to be okay. It works. You should check out my profile at Luke I. Martin. I'm holding a lightsaber in my profile as of right now. And there you go. There's the URL right there. Thanks, Brian. So that just go there, and that's a good example, a good model of what you should be doing. And it doesn't matter, by the way. Sorry, the camera went off. Doesn't matter if right now you're not getting 100 likes on your stuff. Don't let it bother you. Focus on the fact that you posted today. That was a great win. And don't care about how many people like it. Just show it because you love the game. That in itself is going to help you. So talk good about you right now. Based on this episode right now with Brian and the challenge. Go think of what is a cool win that I can post right now that, in your so for example, your personal wins, put in your stories. Your feed is your Broadway. Release only the best on there, right? Y'all have helped somebody. Come on now. You've helped somebody do something. Talk about it. Say, I remember, like if it's been months ago, we were like, well, Luke, I can't post old social proof. That's just, why not? Why? You still help someone do it, right? What does it matter when it happened? Doesn't matter. Just say, hey guys, just thinking back of the time that I helped so and so do something. We got blank, blank, blank exclamation point. That's it. And Facebook will push it so hard because Facebook and these platforms want to bring a positive experience to the users. So, Brian, my dude, that's what I got, my man. That is how you get social proof pumped out under 24 hours. Talk good about you, and then soon people will talk good about you, and that will be the most powerful traffic source in the world. Ads can't compete. Referral traffic can't compete with because it is a form of referral traffic, but it's not one that you have to wait for. You can create it, and then people will start tagging you, saying good things about you, and you're building that up. You're building up social proof equity, and I don't know why the big dogs ain't talking about this, but it's the backbone of sales. It's the backbone of building relationships and getting people to trust you. and to know you and to like you because you're being you while posting, you win. So my guy, Brian, that's what I got. Good having you guys. It's been amazing.
Amazing, man. That was absolutely incredible, brother. I appreciate you. Look for the
100%.
win. Look for the win for Friday, the last session, day 10. I
Let's
am
go.
so excited. I am so excited about that, brother. Great stuff. We got a couple of questions coming in. If you don't mind trying to dig into these real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got from Mary. We got two from Mary actually. Says, what happens when folks won't leave a review or fill out an evaluation after completing a training or coaching session?
Okay, so for example, Mary, you're asking what happens when folks won't leave a review for that evaluation. So, what happens? Well, first of all, this ain't gonna fill it out, right? That they're and the thing is that is a struggle for a lot of people. Like, look, how do you get people to say the things that you do? And the fact is, they have to get. I think because I've been there, I've been there. I've had an agency in the past, and it was like pulling teeth. Like they could be like, "Oh, Luke, you just made me 5x back, back on my money. This is amazing." And sometimes they're just afraid of a competition figuring out what you're doing. And then some people, you know, they just don't want to be in the life. What they all have their reasons. It's okay if they don't. You can call them, ask them why. Say, hey, is there any way that we can get you on camera, or is there any way we get something written up? Just have a conversation with them because you can literally take a chat from the messenger and say, hey, can I at least screenshot this and talk about it to people? I just have something that you can reference to. But usually, if you get them amazing results and you attract the people that that you love, like, well, I should say, well, people that are like you. So for example, I do funny stuff because I want to attract people with a personality, and I find those people are the easiest and the best people to work with. So I'm not saying you got to do something stupid like I do or something funny. You don't have to do that. But that's one thing that I actually teach is be you, like let it come through, and you'll attract people like you. And people like me, they have no problem talking good about the people they work with. So I don't know if that helps you any, Mary, but main thing is just do your best, get in the messages, work with them, and just be like, hey, would you be willing to say good things about me? And see where it goes from there. But if they don't, it's okay. I've had people that have made like I've got people who have done 20, 30x under 60 days with me on their investment. And it doesn't sound real, but it's happened. And I'm like, why don't you get? Not everyone's going to do a video about it. That's okay. There's a percentage that won't, but keep doing good stuff, and you'll get your people. They'll be willing to do that.
Awesome, man. And we got one, maybe one or two more. What are some strategies for using social media as a way to generate leads or potential customers?
Well, right off the bat, Mary, be posting your wins daily. That's what's going to nurture that audience and just, become friends with people who match what you're looking for in a client. Those two strategies is really it. If you simplify that process, have conversations with people, there's a lot in between that, but that's the three things, as I mentioned before. Just create amazing, entertaining social proof, talk about your wins, be consistent. That's the failure of most. They're not consistent. You become consistent. That's the one that's gonna win every day, posting the best stuff, getting people wins. That's the best strategy on the planet.
Okay, great. That's awesome, man. I think you answered. I had a question for you, but I think you already answered it, so I'll put it up there anyway. How often do you post your social proof content? Are they on a schedule? And you're saying daily, basically. So,
And no schedule for me. I'm not a guy who does like Buffer or Hootsuite, and I have these things scheduled out
hmm,
for many reasons. Because if Facebook sees or Instagram sees that you're using the software, they kill your reach, and sometimes it's by 30 to 40%. I'm not for that. And also, too, um, I like to take it a day at a time, and I like it to be for me because once again in the automation, because we're always thinking, how can I automate this and do everything in a day? And I know that's attractive, that sells, people want that,
yeah.
but it takes 15 minutes a day. I mean, it's not a big deal. So I know people that want to do that. I get it. That's a seller. But what I find, if we try to do like a 30-day schedule thing,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be as powerful if you put all your stuff in it at that moment. It to me, it just gets more engagement. It just equals more sales. That's just what
Interesting.
I found. That's just
Interesting.
been my. It's been me.
So you don't do like their creator studio, Facebook has a creator studio for Facebook and Instagram. You don't do that at all, or you just go straight from your phone and just do that?
Now I do
Or
have. So I do use the business manager part of it. But I
Okay.
don't. My thing is scheduling it out. Yes, it's better to use those than per se, Buffer and Hootsuite. They may not carry your reach as well. And I know they offer. In fact, you're right. They do offer that as well. That may be better on the reach.
Mhm.
However, what most people want to do is they want to spend 30 minutes to schedule the next 2 weeks. Whereas I take that 30 minutes to do one post. Now think
Mm.
about which one's going to be better, the 30 minutes on that one post or the 30 minutes on 30 posts, right? Like it's going to be more powerful. And I mean, that 30 minutes though, one post for me could equal 10, 20 calls if we do it
Mm.
right.
Mm.
So my stuff's going to be my stuff. I'm old fashioned, but it's why my life is simpler. It just makes more sense. It just makes more sense to me. I've done that, but it's nowhere near as powerful.
I love it. I love it. And people, okay, this is the last session. I'm not sure if you want to say anything else, Luke, about where we've been with the journey. I can tell you where we are. We're in the point where we have our offers. We talked about so many things, answering the question about what you do. What did we say? What you stand for, who you serve, pricing. We went. Well, I didn't go through. I went through a little bit of pricing, but I think Mike Killen did most of the pricing thing, was excellent. Talked about mistakes and so forth. Can you talk anything else about what you offer and how important it is to have something there that is strictly you, or whatever you want to say to that, so we can wrap this up?
Yeah, for sure. So you've been talking about offers and pricing. Um, there's so many, and that's good that you've talked and covered those things up. I would say, so that way I'm not repetitive what you've talked about. I think the biggest thing that people struggle with is the fact that we all begin to sound the same. And when anyone with a laptop can do what we do,
Mm,
the entry to the market is so easy. That's why you've got Tesla making cars, because not just anybody can make a car. Apple's making phones because me and you can't make a phone, right? They're doing that so that way they don't have so much competition, because it's like a pie. Every time competition enters, it's another slice to your pie, which is another minus to what you make. So here, how do we stand out? The fact, first of all, letting your personality bleed through. No one can be you, first of all. But number two, that offer, creating a powerful offer that the competition's not talking about. And I know we're selling air, but if we think about it, Facebook is air, Google is air, and people have yet to duplicate. You know what I mean? Like someone
mm,
can't. I mean, I can make a search engine, I can make a Facebook, but I'm not going to become Facebook or become Google
mm,
just because I can code it. Fact is, if we can sell, as I say, sell cars to horse people, if that makes any
mm.
sense. In the
Yeah.
early 1900s, nothing but horses. But when Henry Ford comes out and says, "Hey, I got a car for you," it's a
Yeah.
horse, and that's why we still refer to it as horsepower today.
That's right.
It
Yeah.
represents like 10 horses in one
All
car.
right. All right.
My car equals 12 of your horses, or whatever the horsepower is today.
Yeah.
So for the price of a car, not more than your horse, you get 12 horses, and it won't kick little Timmy. It won't poo everywhere. It don't die in the winter, right? It's a dream come true. Put your whole family in it, and your back's not going to hurt. That's how you, and that's something that's hard to teach. But if you can just think about how can I give something the world wants, people aren't talking about it. And really just really, and that's why I love diving the messages with my clients. They tell me what the struggles and pains are. Eventually you're going to create something, and it may be that one hit you've been looking for, and it's how you're going to scale up because you created something people aren't talking about. And when I started my funny ads and stuff, my competition won't do them because they think being an idiot on video doesn't make them money. But on my
Oh
board right
yeah.
here, I've got my clients right here on my board, and I
Yeah.
ask them the same question: Why did you buy from me today? Well, Luke, you're different, you're relatable, and I just love your funny ads. They all said that. So ask your clients why they buy from you. Scale that. It comes down to you're different and you're doing something your competitors. You ever heard of Mr. Bean before?
Absolutely. I love
Mr.
this to
Bean.
be. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Bean, how many Mr. Beans are out there? People who are willing to do and be that stupid.
Mm,
Not many people. They're out there, but there's
yeah.
way more people wanting to be the shoot 'em up videos, right? They want to be the hero. They want to be the
Yeah.
guy that everybody wants that role, but they get replaced all the time.
Yeah.
But the people like that,
True.
not many of them, because he's want to do something. So I'm not saying you got to be stupid on camera, but it comes down to what are you willing to do that the world is not willing to do. That's your
Yeah.
secret.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it, man. And Mary, just trying to create a studio is hard because you can only upload one at a time, which is great, I guess, is what you're still talking about, doing one at a time for posting. So I think Kim was the same way. So yeah. So great stuff, man. Great stuff. Please, everybody, check out my dude. Just go be his friend, right? Be his friend.
Good.
Be right there on Facebook. Great following in the air. Great engagement, and you'll see your social proof right there from his personal profile easily. It's undeniable, absolutely undeniable. So, oh, great, man. Day 10, people. Day 10. I told you he's going to come and bring it. He's going to come and bring it. Last minute. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? What can I tell you? I appreciate you, man. You are incredible. Thank you from Mary as well. So much that clears up a lot about social proof and really getting people to your offer. So great job. Great to have you here. Day 10 is over, and this is just about a wrap. We have a bonus training next week, though. We have bonus training next week. Wednesday, and maybe another one. So I try to over deliver, and I hope you guys got a lot out of this. So yeah, take care. And I'm not sure if we got Luke kind of.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. It's a great profile picture for sure.
I froze. My face is froze.
But we hear you. We hear you. You're here in spirit. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to link off and probably talk to you afterwards here. One more thing from Mary says, great job, Brian. This was a great challenge. Pat, with great speakers. Thank you so much, Mary. And we are done for now. Take care, and we'll see you on Wednesday. A special bonus training with Darius Tan, how to get your offer sold in a week with organic traffic. All right, take care. We're out of here, and start your journey.